Good morning. Welcome. Welcome back to the Divine Now. And this morning, I just want to talk about finding your authentic voice. Finding your authentic voice. And as I was sort of thinking about the idea of finding your voice, I just had this picture of the universe and the millions and upon millions and billions of stars and galaxies that are beyond us without count. And the mystery of the universe always fascinated me. And I've read various books from astronomers and people who have studied the universe. And we still don't understand the full mechanization of the universe. We understand bits and pieces, but there are so many mysteries involved when we think about the universe. And I liken that to Earth and life on this planet. So many mysteries, so many things that we have discovered um, in the last 1,000 years, and really in this information age, things that we have discovered just in the last 100 years, in the last 50 years, we're still discovering, and yet there's still so much that we don't know. So when I say finding your authentic voice, one of the key things that I think is very important is that we accept the fact that we are never going to have all of the answers where we live in this three-dimensional place. So, whatever your voice might be, whatever your message might be, whatever life you might live out, don't somehow live with this expectation that is going to be perfect. Because just as mysterious as the universe is, so might your unique message. It might not come as a complete package. And oftentimes, what happens is we hold back in sharing our voice because we're waiting for the end. Chapter one to the last chapter, to that last page where it says the end. I want to release you from having this idea that you have to have the end in mind. Just find your voice, share it, and live it. Whatever that voice might be. Gandhi, Martin Luther King Jr., Malala Yousafzai. These are just a few people, Eleanor Roosevelt, who found their voice, John F.K. These are just a few people who found their unique voice and had the courage to share it. Now, your voice may not be on the big stage, it may not be world renowned, it may be, but that's not the point. The point is finding your voice and having the courage to share your voice. And it's going to involve risk. It's going to involve pulling away from consensus. It's going to involve pulling away from people who want you to agree with them. Sometimes to find your voice, you have to find disagreement. What is that thing in you that says, I don't agree with that, or that doesn't feel right to my soul? I need to investigate that. And you might find that whatever that thing might be, your voice might be countercultural. It might go against the grain of the populace. Oftentimes, people with a unique message or a unique voice or a unique way of living their life, it doesn't look like everyone else around them. It's different. It's fresh. It pops. It says something that might be tantalizing, or it could say something that could be potentially offensive. Living and finding, living out your voice and finding your voice is sometimes an arduous task. Many people just blend in with the rest. We just blend in. But what if something is calling you to not blend in? What if something inside of you is saying, there's more that I need to discover, more that I need to share? And what I want to empower you with is one, permission to do so, but also get rid of this notion that it has to be perfect. Thirdly, don't need people to agree with you. Don't need people to like you. Don't need approval. Yes, be gracious, be fun, be exciting, be all those things, be likable, but you don't have to be accepted. And that's probably one of the most challenging things for most people when finding their unique voice is they want acceptance. We want everyone to accept us. Brene Brown often says this, have the courage to go it alone. It takes courage to go it alone. Sometimes it's the lone ranger, it's the lone voice that has the power to change the world. And if we study history, many of the men and women who have really shifted uh, the world in a different direction are people who had a different voice. Maya Angelou is one that comes to mind. James Baldwin is another one that comes to mind. These were unique voices that shaped the world. And even though they're now deceased, I'm not sure about Maya. Is Maya still alive? I don't remember. I haven't. Anyway, she just can't pop in my brain. But James Baldwin is deceased. His books, his message still echoes um, into eternity. So I just, whatever that is, don't be afraid to discover it for yourself. And these are just some things that I've been sort of bouncing with as I'm discovering my own voice, even sharing some of my thoughts on this YouTube channel. They're just my thoughts, things that I've wrestled with, things that I've sort of been playing with and finding the courage to share with the rest of the world. Find your voice. Don't blend in. Too many people blend in. They just blend in with the rest and have nothing fresh to offer. We need fresh voices. We need fresh minds. We need people who are willing to go against the grain and not go just with the group. We need bridge builders. Bridge builders are men and women with unique voices, unique planks to add as we're sort of helping us come together. We need to come together. We need bridge builders. We need new men and new women, young and old, having the courage to say something that's necessary for folks to hear. One of the things I'm trying to live by is this principle of not saying anything that's not necessary, that's not true, and that's not kind. Are my words necessary? Are they kind? And are they true? And I would add another. Is it worth saying and unique? Peace to you. Find your voice and don't hold on to the necessity to be perfect in that. Just share it in all of its imperfection and all of its wonder and all of its exploration. You'll be surprised what you might discover about yourself. Peace.